Jennifer Fisher with The Fit Fork, and I'm excited to be here today with Awesome Fit Magazine to share my healthy holiday recipe for poached pears with pomegranate mascarpone sauce. I love this recipe because I love to have something sweet after dinner, but during the holidays, after I've eaten a heavy meal, the last thing I need is a big piece of chocolate cake, although I love it. This recipe is light, healthy, and I think you're going to love it too. The ingredient list is super simple. Pears. There's over 3,000 kinds of pears. Common ones you'll find in the United States are D'Anjou, Boss, and red pears. And I'm using red pears today. Actually, red pears are really great for you because they have a lot of antioxidants in the peel. You can leave the peel on. Today we're taking the peel off for the poached pears. But another thing about pears I want to tell you is that they are filled with fiber. You're just going to feel really good about eating this dessert. It's just so healthy. So what you need to do to start with is you take 4 pears. You're going to use a peeler. I've got one started here, and you're just going to easily take the peel off. After you get that off the whole pear, use your paring knife, and we're going to slice it in half. And then this is so easy to take the core out. Just use a melon baller. That's my little trick. You just take your pear and just dig it out. And another thing I don't want to forget to tell you is, as far as pears go, when you're picking them out and trying to find that perfect ripe pear, this is the one time you don't need to worry about it, because when you're poaching pears, you actually kind of want an underripe pear. So if you're picking one out to eat, on the spot, you'd want to take it and kind of not squeeze it because you're going to bruise it, but push the top, and if it gives them the top, then that means it's ripe to eat. But no worries, because for this recipe, just grab the hard pears in the store. They will work just fine. It's actually better than a soft pear. So after we have all the pears, you might want to take out the bottom part too, the little bottom part of the core with the paring knife. After you have your pears prepared, it gets really super easy, because the only other things we're going to do is add to a saucepan some pomegranate juice and some spices, and later we'll stir in some mascarpone cheese. So with that being said, let's head over to the stove top. Okay, hey, we're ready to make the sauce now. It's so easy. I've got 2 cups of pomegranate juice heating up in a large saucepan. We're using a paella pan today because it's just such a beautiful presentation. I'm going to add my spices. I have a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, a pinch of cloves, however much a pinch of cloves is, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom. Cardamom is a spice from India that you may or may not be familiar with. It's used a lot in coffee and tea, and also Scandinavian baking. I love it. It has like a peppery, not too strong peppery flavor with like citrus overtones. It's absolutely delicious. It's one of my favorite. And I'm also going to add 1 packet, or about half a teaspoon of stevia. That's a natural sweetener if you're not familiar with it. It's extracted from a stevia leaf, and it's about the powder from the leaf is about 10 to 15 times sweeter than sugar, so you just need a little bit. And another good thing to know about it with cooking is that you can heat it up to 400 degrees and its integrity stays, and boiling is only 212 degrees, so we're good. It's one of my favorite sweeteners. So after this comes to a simmer, we're going to put the pears in. And put them down, face side down. Mine are just about to start turning brown, so I'm just in time. A little hint is if you are going to be taking longer with your recipe, you can have your pears soaking in some lemon water, and that'll keep them from oxidizing. I've also left the stems on, the halves, because I just think that looks so pretty. So we are going to put these in face down, and we're going to let them simmer for about 15 minutes. And maybe about halfway through, I may come and turn them over so that they can cook evenly on both sides. Okay, the pears have been simmering for about 15 minutes, and I'm going to take them out of the sauce. One thing to note though is if they still seem a little hard, you can let them go simmer for 5 minutes, even 10 minutes longer. There is no science to it. You just need to kind of push on them, and if they are not giving, let them go a little longer. But these are perfect, so I'm going to take them out of the pan. And the idea here Oh, by the way, don't you love how the pomegranate juice stained them? I think that's so pretty. The idea here is we're going to use this liquid that they've been simmering in as the base for the sauce. But I don't need this much liquid. This is going to be too much sauce. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to discard about half of the pomegranate juice. We put 2 cups in and we just need to save around a cup. A little more, a little less, that's fine. So I'm going to just pour that off into a measuring cup. And now I'm going to add some mascarpone cheese. And I've turned the heat down to medium-low so that I don't get things scorching. And so we'll just spoon that in and keep stirring it around until it dissolves and gets incorporated. I love this kind of cheese. It's so creamy and it makes a nice light. It makes like a creamy sauce without having to go to a heavy cream. It reminds me of cream cheese. Okay, once this is all incorporated, we will go and plate the pears and get ready to dig in. Okay, to finish the dish, you simply place the pears on a nice big serving platter and ladle the mascarpone pomegranate sauce over the top. Garnish with some fresh chopped mint and you're good to go. You could add a dollop of whipped cream or ice cream, but you don't need to because these pears are so naturally sweet on their own. I hope you enjoyed this healthy holiday recipe for Austin Fit Magazine, and please come visit me at thefitfork.com.